Zane?
Yes, sir.
We love the 80s, right?
Of course we love the 80s.
I mean, everything in the 80s was good. There was nothing that was wrong about the 80s.
Well, there were a few things that were gotten wrong.
Yeah, maybe like sci-fi future.
Well, there's a lot of that got wrong.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they got it right.
And sometimes they got it wrong.
So today I thought we would talk about bad sci-fi predictions from the 80s.
80s predictions from sci-fi movies that they got wrong.
Sounds good.
Let's do it right after this.
Welcome to Whiskey Pop. My name is Jeff.
And I'm Zane.
And what were you saying?
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Did you think... Did you ever think we were going to make it this far along without being nuked, shat upon, burned, invaded, you know?
No, I thought by now aliens would have wiped us out, nuclear weapons would have taken us out.
Yep.
And a number of other things that the 80s predicted that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
So far.
Ooh, no spoilers. But first, I think we need to talk about what's happening right here.
Oh, we're having some whiskey.
That's right. And this is, you know, a special whiskey.
That's something we've had before on Whiskey Pop. Wait, this is Whiskey Pop. So this would be like a second pour on Whiskey Pop, right?
Right. It'd be a second. So, you know, we chose this because we want to rewind the clock.
Because also this coming up soon, this will be our 1 year anniversary of Second Pour.
Yes.
But we never reviewed this on Second Pour.
So now it's time for us to
So we're going to have to drink it.
Re-engage.
So we're going to have to drink it so we can review it later on the Second Pour this week.
And second pour happens when, Jeffrey?
On Fridays.
That's right.
But right now we're drinking this
Let's get to
right
the
now.
Yeah.
You ready to do this?
Let's do it.
All right.
You know, there's good whiskey.
There's good whiskey.
There's good whiskey.
But hang on. We don't talk about the whiskey right now because we do that on when?
Our bait and switch days. That's Friday.
Second pour.
On second pour.
But you know, we have had a few bottles of this, haven't we?
We have.
So I say we have a few more.
Sounds good. If that means anything about what we think about it. Welcome to Second Pour. I'm Zane.
So today we're going to talk about sci-fi movies in the 80s that predicted the future or was in the future, but it got the future
Completely wrong.
Yeah, now we have to admit there are some movies in sci-fi that got the future right.
Yeah, for sure.
So Terminator 2, they had the military drones, right?
Yeah.
That's a real thing now.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's
For
a thing.
real.
And then you one of your favorite TV series, Star Trek.
Of course, you know.
I mean, they basically invented the flip phone.
It was, you know, the communicator. You know, I dare say that science matched the science fiction in that case.
For sure, right?
It's because we all grew up thinking that was cool. And they're like, well, we got to really make that happen. And remember the Motorola StarTAC?
Yes! Hey, it's Rob! You've blown my cover!
Yeah, you spies should carry the Motorola StarTAC cellular phone with vibro-call alert.
Try it on.
It can vibrate instead of ring. It's real covert.
Oh my gosh. It's more like a...
We thought it was ready. Okay, anyway.
You
But
just
yes.
dated yourself. You know that, right? There's a ton of millennials goes, Motorola?
Yeah. So
And then even in Total Recall, right? They had
Yes.
the Johnny car, the Johnny cab.
that's right.
Self-driving
automated
car.
driving car.
Where am I? You're in a Johnny Cab.
I mean, what am I doing here?
I'm sorry. Would you please rephrase the question?
That's right. Now we have those. Well, we kind of do. I mean, when
We
Tesla
do,
finally
and
did-
we do.
We kind of do. I mean, do you have a self-driving car yet?
I personally don't own one, but I have a gas guzzling,
you-
environmental killing vehicle.
I'm a professional driver, an expert. I should have one.
Wait a minute here.
Professional driver.
Is he turning the proverbial table? All right, so come on. Hit me up. What's a bad prediction?
Okay, let's talk about The Running Man.
It's time to start running!
On your marks. Get set.
Killian, I'll be back.
Only in a rerun.
Okay, this is based in 2017.
When there was nothing on TV but the Family Feud.
No, that's just Richard Dawson. Which Richard Dawson is in this movie too.
Yeah, that's right. So,
But he's a bad guy because in the future the world has collapsed, the economy's collapsed,
Yes.
and basically it's a military state now for everywhere. Media's controlled, everything's controlled.
but wait a minute. We have the same thing they have there. We have reality television.
Yeah, but we don't have criminals killing each other to entertain us.
Are you not entertained?
I mean, so that's one thing that it totally missed. That's 2017, right?
Right,
Well,
okay.
we passed that. So on top of that, we have giant flat screen TVs,
We do, and everybody probably has one in their home now.
but we don't have massive flat screen TVs all over the place so we can watch TV outside, downtown,
Oh, yeah,
in the
like-
city.
yeah.
You know, we have billboards, but nothing like that.
Nothing like what they were doing there. No, that's for sure. They got that wrong.
Here's a really funny one. Have you seen a corded phone in a long time?
Now, see,
That's 2017.
we had to talk about this. Now, I think people actually are buying digital operated phones that have cords on them to make them look retro.
That was not a retro phone. That was a phone.
It was a real phone.
I mean, we had cordless phones even by that point when
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie was made.
Absolutely.
And yet they didn't have the foresight to think, maybe we should go with the cordless phone.
Yeah, because he's not really talking to somebody on the end of that line. So
No,
it's not
it's
like,
a movie.
It's not like, they should just unplug the cord from the. Okay.
So you can
We're
see,
nitpicking here
you
on
can
that.
see how this movie completely missed 2017 as a whole.
However, Arnold Schwarzenegger did manage to stay relatively in stardom up to 2017.
That's true. That's true. Well, no, by 2017, wasn't he ex-governor by now?
Yeah, so I mean, come on, he was on the forefront somewhere.
He was the governor.
He was the governor.
He was a governor.
Yeah, well, I don't remember when he quit being the governor. He'd already been the governor.
I think so by that point, yeah. He had finished being
Well, then
the
it all
governor.
went to shit after that. So yeah. Well, wait a minute.
Wait, we got
Maybe
people
we
who-
live in an apocalyptic world.
Okay, so our next movie, believe it or not, involves Arnie again.
Oh, stop it.
I mean, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is attracted to movies that predict the future incorrectly.
Okay, you know what? You're absolutely right. I'm starting to think about this.
You think about it, every movie he's ever been in that is a future movie, none of that ever came.
Yeah, it never really came true. But okay, so which one are you referring to?
So in 1984, we were visited by the Terminator.
Yeah. So classic automated robots that are super intelligent.
Well, so now here's the deal, right? So we get visited by the T-100, right? This
Yeah.
is 1984, and that T-100 is from like 2034, 2029, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I know Terminator, but I'm not that big of a geek. Well, maybe I am.
Let's put it this way. Boston Dynamics, you got 10 years to get this right.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
are we,
AI,
Are we
that's sentient
expecting
AI.
this to end up looking like this? I don't think so.
One of them I'm not scared of. The other one, maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean, not to say it is creepy as hell, but they got that part right, I guess.
Yes, sort of. But here's the deal. T-100s, we don't have anything like that. Skynet was supposed to come online in 1997 and nuclear holocaust and human civilization.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. So the movie's like, oh, that didn't happen. So let's redo it again. And they kept moving the date. So it went from like 2002 to 2011 to just as recently, 2021. So no AI is smart enough to be a Terminator. Not even close to look like a human being.
Well, yeah, let alone the smooth, skin that they were, all the whole. Yeah, it's just
no nuclear holocaust so far.
Guess what they got wrong?
All of it. They're like the Dionne Warwick of predictions.
Yeah, that is so true.
All you need is a telephone and an open mind.
So, I mean, are we gonna pull another Arnie movie out? Is that what we're gonna do?
No, this next one's not an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
It's still campy as hell.
It's Kurt Russell.
That's right.
1981, we're talking about
Escape from New York.
You receive full pardon for every criminal action you've committed in the United States. It was an accident. About an hour ago, a small jet went down inside New York City. The president was on board.
President of what?
That's not funny, Pliskin. You go in, find the president, bring him out in 24 hours, and you're a free man.
24 hours, huh?
I'm making you an offer.
Bullshit.
Straight, just like I said.
Call me Snake.
So Air Force One
Call me Snake.
Has to crash. They got to get the president out of Air Force One, and they put him in the Mork egg.
The Mork egg, which ejects from Air Force One.
And crashes into a building.
And we were talking, you're saying you're not a believer.
Oh, what, the escape pod in Air Force One?
Yeah, and I'm like, I bet they have one.
Yeah, they even tried that in the movie Air Force One with Harrison Ford. Remember they tried putting him in the escape pod, but he didn't go in. Spoiler alert.
Oh, well, I mean, a movie from 2 decades ago.
Well, you get on me when I give Star Wars spoilers. That was 40 years ago. So the world's crime has gotten so bad, they had to dedicate an entire state, basically.
Well, New York City becomes a penal colony.
Well, Manhattan Island is a penal colony.
Yeah, it's just...
I'm like, come on.
That didn't happen, actually, in case you guys were wondering.
Yeah, because that movie's based in 1997. So the U.S. crime didn't take over the United States. I still don't think there's a pod on Air Force One.
I mean, we can let that one be maybe a question mark.
And if we were gonna have a penal colony, we wouldn't make it Manhattan.
No, I mean it's already like what?
L.A.
L.A. Wait a minute. There's a movie, Escape from L.A.
Oh, that's right. That was another movie.
Yeah.
City of Los Angeles is ravaged by crime and immorality.
It is funny, so think about it, in the 70s and 80s, New York was so bad with crime.
Oh, they just thought it was gonna
The idea was
destroy itself.
It was just gonna be may as well just turn it into a penal colony in the future. Because there's nothing left for New York.
I love this town!
And now we're really getting into the nitty gritty. Or we might say the nitty gritty of the future.
Yes.
So Harrison Ford was in this little bitty
tiny small
movie in 1982 known as, I don't know, Blade Runner?
Yeah.
Sektor, inkommande. Radarkontakt 2-0 meine Blade. Landungsbahn Band 2. Erwartet grüner Sektor, automatische Annäherung zu Bahn 2. Sieger Grund. Erwartet Landungsbahn Band 2. Anleitung. Landung hoch.
One of the cinematic marvels of the time.
Okay,
I mean, it's
so
a masterpiece movie.
This movie flipped the future on its head. We always saw the future as this clean, pristine, pretty thing, and they made it this nitty, gritty, dirty, underworld kind of look, right?
Absolutely.
I think, how could 2019 not become that?
I mean, think about 2019. That was the year of the ass.
That was just 3 years ago. No, I thought 2020 was the year of the ass.
Hey, it all started like, I'm just saying.
Oh, it did happen at the end of 2019.
I'm just
Good
saying.
point. That's a good point. Good point. So here they are. They have created robotics so superior that they are replicants and they look like humans and they're supposed to handle day-to-day tasks for us lazy-ass humans.
Yeah.
But then they go rogue and they send cops after them called Blade Runners to take them out.
Not only that, but these so-called replicants have colonized space.
That's not now.
Yeah. They can pilot amazing vehicles.
Like flying cars.
You know what? I think 2019 ate my flying car. I think I should have already had that.
We should have had flying cars a long time ago. This is AI intelligence, smart enough and to look like humans, sound like humans. They have to test them to make sure they're not humans.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I mean, that's how good that is.
So, I mean, what else did they get wrong?
They're still smoking indoors.
Okay.
When is the last time you've seen anybody get to smoke indoors?
You know, that's hitting home there.
The guy's sitting there.
You know what's funny is my kids don't ever remember the experience of going into a restaurant and the hostess comes up, oh, would that be smoking or non-smoking?
Wow, we're that old. They also use Polaroids.
Well, I mean, we discussed this.
They have machines that look and sound like humans, and they're still using Polaroids to take pictures.
I mean, there is something to that. Yeah.
Okay, so our next movie is a movie, but it's animated.
Okay, yes.
Came out in 1988.
Another great and wonderful masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece, and it would be Akira.
So this has a lot of interesting aspects to it and a lot of future. Now, when it was dated, it was supposed to be
2019.
2019.
It's literally Blade Runner copied.
Except it's not. But
so there's no replicants.
Yeah, there's no replicants. But what's the thing is they had all of these great devices. They had back to the whole idea of the billboards, the holograms.
Oh yeah, the holographic billboards. I mean, they're like full-size, giant, three-dimensional people on top. No, we don't have that.
We don't have that. No, we don't have that.
They had the most badass electric motorcycles known to man.
Oh yeah, the Akira motorcycle is awesome.
Have you seen an electric motorbike?
Not like that
When
one.
you rent those down the street, they're like...
No, that's true.
World War III had happened like 30 years previous to this.
So we sort of missed that boat, you know.
Thank God.
Yeah, that's right.
That would have sucked. And Tokyo was New Tokyo, Neo Tokyo, right? Well, the only thing I've seen destroy Tokyo is
Godzilla, anyway. I mean,
yeah, that's right. So I mean, none of that's ever happened. So
not yet.
Once again, Akira, great movie.
Godzilla's real, by the way. It's real.
It's not real. He's about as real as you are as a professional expert on whiskey.
Damn!
Okay, so our last movie.
Right.
This would be the mecca of bad future predictions.
Yeah, what other movie would be more future prediction than this one?
I mean, this movie was built around the idea it knew time better than anybody else.
And of course, we're talking about
Back to the Future
2.
Stop! Look! I need to borrow your hoverboard.
Where is he?
Here.
There! He's on a hoverboard! Get the board! Get it, board! Get him!
Yeah, we got him!
Something very familiar about all this.
This is a great movie. It's fun to watch.
I love this movie. It's a fun movie.
And when we watched it the first time,
We were like, I cannot wait.
it's gonna be just like that.
2015 is gonna rock. And 2015 came and gone, and guess what? Here's what we don't have. One, we don't have Jaws 19.
We don't have Jaws 19.
Nor do we have holographic interactive billboards with Jaws 19.
Yeah, we don't put like our food in a little thing and out pops a big old pizza.
Well, I do that, but it's still a big old pizza when I put it in.
Yeah, but not like, you know.
Not in 5 seconds,
Yeah,
right?
that's not a thing.
Yeah, that's not a thing. That's right. We don't have remote-controlled dog walkers.
That's-
Remember the dog walking down the street and the leash is just floating?
Yeah, we don't have that. We don't have self-drying clothing.
Yeah, your jackets don't self-dry, your shoes don't self-tie. I would pay a lot of money for self-tying shoes these days.
Oh, that would be
Epic. Let's not forget no flying cars.
Yeah, no, we don't have any type of vehicle that's going to go through the air in any way.
And the most disappointing part of everything, when we were watching this movie as kids,
what was that one thing you wanted, Jeff?
The one thing we wanted
What
out
you want?
Where's my fucking hoverboard?
That's exactly right.
No hoverboards. Have you seen what they call a hoverboard? That is not a hoverboard. That's a hover round for kids.
Yeah, no. And watching adults bust their ass on it. That's exactly right.
But I mean, you can see how the 80s might have gotten some of the future predictions wrong when it came to sci-fi.
Let alone the fact that they sold us on the fact that the cities are going to be filled in the sewers with cannibalistic human underground dwellers.
Chud.
That's a thing.
Once again, we just dated ourselves again. So what, did we miss something today that was in sci-fi in the 80s that they predicted that didn't happen?
Because, I mean, there's got to be something.
Or is there something that did happen that you want to talk about down below or at our Facebook group page?
But by all means, be sure to like and subscribe and share our, our stuff.
Our stuff. Yeah, exactly. So in the meantime, you guys be sure to catch us later this week for
Second Pour
as we review Russell's Reserve Single Barrel.
Until then, cheers. My friend.